solving mysteries in the night. Chasing shadows, finding answers, shining bright light. No one's left behind in the darkness, all alone. With a heart like a siren, she brings the lost ones home. Silent cries in the dark no longer have to be, for justice wheels keep turning, Granny on the beat. Broken voices find their power, call out hope again. When Granny's crime busters run, no victims left in pain. Bravery in her veins, truth she won't disguise. With a fire in her eyes, she's got nothing to deny. Granny fights for justice, never backs down from the call. For the voiceless and the missing, she'll stand tall. In a world full of shadows, she fights the unseen. A guardian of the truth in this wicked dream. Every story told brings her back to life. Granny's on the case, cutting through the lies. She guards the broken hearted from the world that hides. With unwavering spirit, she wears no disguise. Searching for the lost pieces of a shattered life. Granny brings the dawn after a longest night. Whoa.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good night. Hello, Ginger Girl. Good to see you. We have a few more people in here that aren't chatting yet. Don't stay in the bushes. It's no fun back there. Oh, well, it's Monday, start of a new week, right? Whichever way you look at it. If you look at Sunday as starting your week, I guess this would be the second day, right? Hello, Brenda Jo. Good to see you. All right. So, we do have a little bit of an update on Sebastian Rogers, but I did want to kind of talk about a couple of other things. One that I'm really, really, really excited about. I guess we'll start with that, right? We kind of talked about her a little bit yesterday, but Netflix is coming out with a new documentary. Share my screen and I'll show you the trailer for it. You guys see that all right? Okay. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Gabby.
And this is our Ford Transit Connect that we've been living in. And we thought it was finally time to give you a tour.
Gabby and Brian seemed like a loving couple.
Talking about you, babe, you're burning hot. Oh. But behind the scenes, they would get into arguments.
No, turn it back. Baby, come here. Yeah, I want to retake this video.
Brian thought the vlog was stupid.
Big open floor for you to keep your dirty feet.
The happiest people on social media usually have the darkest skeletons in their closet.
I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Gentleman was slapping the girl.
Okay, you said it's a white van?
That looks like something like hit you in the face.
Gabby Petito has not been heard from for weeks.
We had officers go to the Laundrie family home.
We don't know anything.
Was Gabriel here? Or? No, she's not here. Is this her vehicle?
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned.
I knew something bad happened.
We now have 2 missing young people.
I was screaming, what did he do?
Come on now.
I remember saying to Brian, you keep her safe. And he looked at me and he smiled. He said, I will.
Coming February 17th, guys. Okay. So, so far it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Hello, Cheryl. Good to see you. So I'm excited about that. It'll be on Netflix in November or February. I don't know where I got November, but February 17th. I think that's, it did bring back some horrible memories, and honestly, I hate to even see Brian's face. But you know, hopefully maybe this will bring more awareness to the Gabby Petito Foundation. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys that. It's Gabby Petito Foundation.org. I'll share my screen. I guess they have a new website coming soon. So with the mission to turn our tragedy into purpose, the Gabby Petito Foundation was born. We wish to address the needs of organizations that support locating missing persons and to provide aid to organizations that assist survivors of domestic violence through education, awareness, and prevention strategies. You know, and there's things that you can look at. You can see the board, who is Nicole, Gabby's mom, where her picture is. There she is. Vice President Joe Petito is Gabby's dad. Tara Petito is the secretary. She is Joe's wife, Gabby's stepmom. James Schmidt is Gabby's mom's husband, Gabby's stepdad. Okay. And I think that is their attorney. He's a board member. But yeah, I mean, if you ever know of anybody who needs help, send them here, right? We do know that Joe Petito was hooked up with Seth, right? And they were going to meet. But then there was a death threat against Joe. And so he pulled back, right? Really, really sad because we don't know if Joe has been helping Seth behind the scenes. But, you know, out in the public eye, he pulled away. And that's just really sad. Really a sad situation. Because I know that Gabby's family has a heart to help. Right? But I hope everybody's doing good tonight. There was one other one I wanted to talk about. A family did get some answers today. Their 12-year-old son went missing Friday morning, and I will share that with you. I'll share about what they thought, and then I'll share the updates for it.
Beach child. Good evening, I'm Karina Garcia. Police are asking for the public's help in locating a 12-year-old Juan Acevedo, who they now believe has been abducted. The case took a troubling turn when the family received ransom demands while pleading for help on a Facebook Live. Tonight we hear from the mother. 10 on your side's Kagan Hughes has the details.
Virginia Beach Police Department is looking for the public to help locate the missing child. It's been more than 24 hours since an Amber Alert was issued for Acevedo. The 12-year-old was last seen by his parents on Micah Avenue around 9 a.m. on Friday. Virginia Beach Public Schools were not in class on Friday. He attends Larkspur Middle School.
He thought he was home doing homework. It was still a snow day for students here in the area. He, I think, was seen on Ring camera somewhere around 2 p.m. Family believed he was at a friend's house. And at around 9 p.m., when he didn't show up back home, they started to become concerned.
10 on your side's Karina Garcia spoke to Juan's mom. She says he never made it to his friend's house.
Por la nevada.
When we got home, he was not home. We told him he could go to his friend's house from 2 to 4, but we just thought that because he wasn't home, he was probably still at his friend's house, as boys do. We went to his friend's house, spoke to the parents, and the parents tell us he never came to their house.
The family went on Facebook Live to see if friends or family could help. That's when ransom requests came in through WhatsApp.
They made me go to a nearby Walmart and asked me for some money. I did not give them the full amount, just part of it.
Juan's mother sent $500. They then demanded $10,000. She realized she was getting scammed.
We have to treat it as a credible lead. And so that's why our federal partners are here helping us with this potential abduction. And we'll chase that all the way to its end.
Juan is their only child. The family is desperate to find him, and they believe he's still on Micah Avenue. Local and federal law enforcement have been canvassing the neighborhood, using drones, knocking on doors, and on Sunday added mounted patrol.
We also enlisted the help of some of our Hispanic Citizens Police Academy alumni to help be shoulder to shoulder with our officers, knock on doors, assist in translating if necessary.
Virginia Beach Police says it does not have any suspect information at this time. VBPD also contacted Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement, or ICE, and confirmed that Acevedo is not in their custody.
Our first and only priority is the safety and well-being of our community, and that comes regardless of immigration status.
Once again, Virginia Beach Police Department is looking for the public's help. They've opened an evidence portal for people to submit videos or photos. You can find a link to that on wavy.com. In Virginia Beach, Kagan.
Okay, so they believe they have found him. I'm going to show that in a second, but I just wanted to talk about something here. His family was on a Facebook Live, and somebody lied and said they had him and asked for money. And the family gave him $500, but they said, no, we want $10,000. So the family is out the $500. They're going to be talking about that in this next video that we're going to be talking about. But guys, we just talked about this yesterday. How can people put the family through this stuff? It's their only child. He was 12 years old. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. And here is breaking news alert.
13 News Now is breaking into programming this afternoon. Virginia Beach police say they have recovered a body amid the ongoing investigation into the disappearance of a 12-year-old boy this weekend. Right now, Virginia Beach police providing an update on that investigation. Alex Littlehales is there. Let's listen in.
Matches the physical description and the clothing description
that we have for Juan Acevedo. The body has been recovered, and the family has just been notified of these tragic situation. And I don't know that there's words to comprehend what has occurred today. We thank the media, we thank the community, because this has been a comprehensive effort to try to find this young man for almost the last 72 hours, and it's unfortunate that this is the outcome. Andy.
Chief, what role we've been going through a very cold period of time.
Yes.
What role did ICE play in this?
I think it played a big role because, I was over there for a while watching the recovery operations, and I talked to the Marine Patrol, and we were out here yesterday. I think you've all seen it. We've exhausted every possible resource that we have, from the bloodhounds from other locations, from Hampton Roads and VSP, our mounted patrols, everything that we have, we've put into play to try to find Juan. And we were out here yesterday and had drones overhead. But when the ice is 3 inches thick, it makes it incredibly difficult for us to see anything that's down there. And what I'll preface is we had no specific indication that these ponds were an area of interest, but we did not want to leave any stone unturned. And as you know, we've been investigating this as a possible abduction. It's been a very complex investigation with hundreds of officers and thousands of personnel time dedicated.
Was the searching of this particular body of water right now a product of a tip, or was it just making sure that every body of water was covered?
It was just being proactive, just checking every possible area. We had no specific intelligence or information that this might be an area of interest that we need to check, but based on the circumstances, we needed to find this young man, and we were going to leave no option off the table.
What's next?
I think it's a period of grieving. It's a period of grieving for the family, and we will be there to support them. It's going to be a period of grieving for the community, because I think they have lived this shared experience with all of us for the last 3 days. And, I think we have to look at also what it does to the officers that just pulled that young man from the lake and how that affects them. So the executive team and the community, we've got a lot of support to provide to a number of people.
Since this stemmed from an abduction, right? Previous information that's what it was believed
Right.
to be. Are we now transitioning?
So this community went all out, guys. And here's what I'm going to say. They did one thing right. They looked at this as an abduction right from the get-go. Right? So they opened it up like a criminal investigation the way that they should have, unlike another one that we know, right? I'm not a big fan of Facebook either, Ginger. But I don't think it matters what social media they were on anymore. I mean, somebody could have put it in a chat, right? It's just horrible when you think about, I mean, not everybody has $500 to just give like that, right? I mean, and of course you're going to come up with it. It's your child. But I don't know that I would have done that. Honestly. I don't know. I mean, I think that I would have talked to police first before I gave any money. I don't know. It's hard to know what you do in that kind of situation, right? It's really hard to know what you do. If it was your child, your only child, I'm even that doesn't matter, because even if you have 10 children, if one of them goes missing, it's the same as if it is an only child. I mean, but I think it makes it that much harder. You don't have any other children. It's the only child you have. It's, I don't know, really, really hard. But let's continue to hear what this officer has to say.
Positioning this into suspects, homicide investigation, is it too early to tell?
Much too early. Anything that I will tell you would just be my gut supposition, and we have to go on facts. So right now we know we have a recovery. We will get the young man over to the medical examiner's office. They will tell us in fact what they believe to be the cause of death, and then we will reassess what we originally believed and then get that information out. But I think, like I know Jody gave a statement yesterday, we treated it like an abduction based on the information that we saw, just to make sure that we were giving its due diligence.
Is this believed to be an accident, or were there any injuries to him?
It's too early for me to speculate on that one. We just recovered him. So as we get more information and we can confirm facts and not what we believe occurred, we will get that out to the community.
When I asked the question about ICE,
I'm sorry.
When I asked the question about ICE, I was asking it in the context, could he have fallen through while walking on ice? But you are at what point telling us about ICE and the cause of this?
I mean, is that a possibility, Andy? Absolutely, it's a possibility. But, we deal in known facts. And until I can tell you definitively what we believe occurred, what I can report today is that we have a recovery.
With that ransom or the fraud scam, is that being investigated by police now?
It's still part of our investigation. And then we'll either unfound it, disprove it, or continue to investigate it to see if there's anything additional to it.
Can you comment on that? Because, I mean, obviously scam is one for a while. Yes. And that is just so scummy.
Well, we know that this would not be the first time that type of scam has been perpetuated on a family that is going through difficult circumstances. Is that a possibility? It absolutely is. Is that one of our theories, that it was possibly a scam perpetuated on the family? Of course, but we would be negligent if we did not treat it as an actual threat, an actual kidnapping, until we know otherwise.
Have anybody said anything about the pawn freezing during this weather? Did the pawn ice up really bad? Everybody know.
At one point, they're telling me that it was up to 3 inches thick. Yes, ma'am. So,
did you say that Juan was found with the same clothing that he was last seen in, or is just the description of him that matched, or is there anything else found?
It is my understanding that the clothing of the individual that we just pulled from the lake matches the clothing that Juan was reported last seen in. So,
another question about whether this was what else this could be. Is there any reason to believe that whatever was going on with trying to get money from the family, I think, for the folks at home, can you just give a quick wrap on that part of the story? And did they actually give $500 to someone?
That is my understanding, that during the original Facebook Live request for people that may have seen Juan to come forward, there was a request through social media communication for $500, which at some point, either the family or someone on behalf of the family paid with no additional communication. We would be derelict not to continue to investigate that until we know otherwise.
Because someone got $500.
They did.
Is there a threat?
Do we know who that person could be?
We are still trying to follow that up, Andy. We don't know that yet. Unfortunately, because it involves out-of-state transactions, we need search warrants, subpoenas to try to identify who that individual was that received that money, and then work with those local authorities. And no, Alice, at this point, I don't think there's any threat. But what I can speak to is the facts. And with what recovered, what occurred here today, we still have a lot of investigation. I could tell you what my gut tells me, but let's stick to the facts.
Out of all cities, why do Virginia Beach respond so quickly when it comes to a missing child?
I think we've learned some hard lessons, Rhoda, that we have to prioritize this, and that sometimes those missings do result in horrible circumstances. And I think it would be very hard on all of us to look at each other and look in the mirror if we didn't feel that we did everything under our power to bring that young person home. So
I would be remiss if I didn't
Amen.
ask you, Chief. Do you want to share with us what your gut tells you?
not at this time, Andy. I think we all have a certain feeling on what may have occurred, and I think maybe you alluded to it, but as the police, we deal with facts and not what we think may have occurred. So let me get some more facts, and then I will communicate that to all of you in the media so that we can get, I don't want to say closure, because how do you ever get closure on something that's tragic, but some understanding. So I thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay. So he did, I don't know if you caught that, but he said, I can't give you what my gut is saying. However, you did allude to, and what Andy had alluded to before that was falling through the ice. So, but he's right. I mean, until the medical examiner gets back with their results, you don't know, right? The body has been probably in the water since Friday, guys. So, yeah. But one family does get some kind of answers, right? And I mean, I didn't even have him put up on my missing person video yet. I was thinking about talking about his case, and that's about as far as I got with it. And then they had an answer. But I thought that this case was a good example of law enforcement doing the right thing. They came out, they looked at it as a crime. They looked at it as an abduction. They put out the Amber Alert right away. They asked for the community's help. And you heard him. He said they wouldn't have been able to look at each other without, knowing that they had done everything in their power to find him. And he said there was nothing to lead them to the pond. They just didn't want to leave anything, unturned, right? Just sad situation. You guys are awfully quiet tonight. Work with me here. I guess we'll get to the next one. And that is about Sebastian. All right. This one. Okay. So this one was released this morning, or I don't know when it was released, but it was released today. So can you see that all right? Okay. All right. At Night Private Intelligence Agency has successfully identified and contained a coordinated attempt to disrupt its operations through corporate espionage and identity theft. This malicious activity is believed to be part of an ongoing effort to derail At Night's search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, 16, who mysteriously disappeared on February 25th, 2024 at the age of 15. Did you notice that they said the 25th? Since being engaged to assist in the search for Sebastian, At Night has encountered a disturbing escalation of external attempts to undermine its work. From fake tipsters to fraudulent infiltration attempts, these coordinated efforts aim to misdirect investigators, intimidate At Night personnel, and obstruct progress in uncovering the truth. On October 3rd, 2024, At Night discovered the presence of individuals accessing low clearance materials within its organizational framework. These individuals, identified as part of an external infiltration attempt, were strategically grouped and monitored to minimize impact while collecting intelligence on their activities. By November 1st, 2024, the agency had successfully contained these actors, approximately 4 individuals, within controlled digital environments. Further investigation confirmed that these actions were linked to 3 coordinated hate networks, including 2 prominent creators and a third-party actor representing the Proudfoot family. I'm going to read that again. Further investigation confirmed that these actions were linked to 3 coordinated hate networks, including 2 prominent creators and a third-party actor representing the Proudfoot family. On November 13, 2024, At Night disclosed additional findings on its official X account, stating, "We have confirmed that 2 individuals attempted to infiltrate At Night systems by using fake IDs to apply for employment. During the interview process, they provided information that allowed us to conduct background checks and identify pertinent details." Minimal impact, maximum response. While the impact of the breach was deliberately contained and limited, these actions highlight the malicious tactics of external actors attempting to harm At Night's operations and intimidate those associated with the agency. Tactics such as doxing and identity theft have been used in the past to deter cooperation with search efforts. At Night stands firm in its commitment to safeguarding the privacy and security of its staff, clients, and contributors. The agency is actively exploring all legal remedies available under U.S. law to hold those responsible accountable. Potential legal actions may involve violations of identity theft, unauthorized access, trade secret misappropriation, and related statutes. These include federal laws such as the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, 18 U.S.C. 1030, and relevant state-level data breach notification laws. At Night is working closely with its attorneys to ensure that those responsible are brought to justice through appropriate channels. A history of targeted infiltration. November 2024, 2 individuals applied for employment at Night using fake identification, intending to infiltrate the organization. During the interview process, these individuals unwittingly provided details that enabled At Night to identify their true identities and affiliations with external hate networks. December 2024. Reports surfaced of fake tipsters providing misleading information to derail investigations, forcing At Night to allocate resources to verify fraudulent leads. These actions were later tied to individuals connected to the Proudfoot family by and through the representative and other coordinated networks. At Night has remained vigilant, implementing strict protocols to detect and neutralize such attempts while continuing its mission undeterred. At Night encourages anyone encountering stolen, shared, or distributed materials related to this breach to report them immediately by emailing tips@manhunts.one or by calling 844-922-3236. And so I don't know. Right. We know who those people are. I'm not shocked. That doesn't shock me at all. And here's the other thing is that I really do feel as though yeah, it is crazy, SRB. It's nuts. Hello, by the way. um, from what I could tell myself today, I did see some of those documents being shared, I believe. And yeah. So, I mean, it's a matter of time before these people are caught. But how does all this help find Sebastian? Is my question, right? How does it help find Sebastian? And At Night doesn't put things in their updates unless they have proof. Wait, what docs? I've not watched anything today. So let me go back to what it said here. So, yeah, on October 3rd, 2024, At Night discovered the presence of individuals accessing low clearance materials within its organizational framework. And so, if they accessed them, they downloaded them, right? And that's why they said At Night encourages anyone encountering stolen, shared, or distributed materials related to this beach to report them immediately. Right? So, that's as far as I'm going to go. Right, Cheryl? Yeah. They've got their lawyers on it. Yeah, no problem, SRB. They've got their lawyers on it, right? And they're trying to figure out what laws were broken. I mean, other than infiltrating, but excuse me, goodness, I had a big yawn all of a sudden. But yeah, what were they hoping to do? I mean, seriously. And then how stupid to actually share those on your stream. I mean, can you believe anybody would be that stupid? But they are. It was, it doesn't sound like they got anything horribly bad. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look again, but I don't think they did. Exactly, SRB. More disruption and distraction, sadly. And it took away resources from At Night. We're trying to find Sebastian to find the perpetrators of this crime, right? I mean, they're working hard trying to figure out where Sebastian is, and then somebody's not only are they trying to apply for a job and give false information, but at night has to be diligent enough to realize who they are. And has to take away resources to figure all this out. It's sad. It's really sad. And yet, this poor boy is still not home with his dad. Right? Just, I mean, I am so happy for Juan's parents. I shouldn't say so happy. I'm not happy that he's no longer alive, but that they got answers right away, right? Because it's been 11 months for Seth, going on a year, and it's not looking like we're going to get any kind of answers. Yeah, that's a good analogy, Ginger. Sounds like they herd the skunks into a barn and let them play. That is really good. That's really good. I like that analogy. You painted a picture in my head. Oh gosh. Yeah. So, more stuff for, I don't know. Makes you wonder, right? Makes you wonder. And they may not have even told us what those tips were. If they just, if they discovered they were false, they probably didn't even share them. I'm hoping they didn't. I don't know. I just look at all this garbage going on in this case, and I don't know how Seth keeps going day after day. How this makes him feel, right? I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing that I know of that's going on in this case, other than a lot of, did anybody? Yeah, I agree, SRB. Did anybody see a naked picture today? I'm not going to say who it was of. With the rubber duck. Yeah, Ginger, who is Big Brother supposed to be? Oh. Seriously, had anybody seen that picture? I'm not going to show it. I don't even know where I'd find it if I did, but you didn't see it, SRB, I take it. picture of a naked man with a rubber duck. Oh gosh. I guess it's been out there for a while, but I'd never seen it before. Yes, exactly. It's not a it's not somebody I follow to begin with, nevertheless, to see them naked. Oh my gosh. I wonder where that originated from to begin with. I mean, why would he why would he allow someone to take that picture of him? I can't help it, guys. I know some of you have never seen it, but it's horrible. Oh, go to X if you want to know what I'm talking about. I wonder. Let me see if it works. And search for naked man with a rubber duck and see what comes up. No. Well, nope, don't search for that. Don't search for that. I'm just trying to think about how you could find it. Oh, they said it was on his Facebook. Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna say his name. All right, he has 3 initials, guys. He's a creator, and the first initial starts with J, and the last initial is R. There you go. I'm not saying anything more than that. Oh man. And I saw it on his ex-girlfriend's show today, so I don't know, maybe. I don't know who would have ever. Yeah. Yeah, I saw some things I didn't want to see, Jackie. But at least I looked, so you guys didn't look. It didn't bring up what I wanted. Somebody told me that it was on his ex account, so that's why I looked there, but yeah. You can't find it by searching naked man with a rubber duck. Oh. Sometimes you just gotta laugh, right? I do not. Oh. And once something is on the internet, it's not gonna go away, right? It's just not. The thing is, now that I brought it up, they're gonna want to see it, though. I know, right? I don't never want to see it again. I will say this: you don't see anything bad, guys. Oh, the other thing, he's sitting on a toilet. Makes it funnier. Oh. Yeah. Oh, so moving right along and getting back to Sebastian. Oh, man. How many of you think we're going to have answers soon? Put a 1 in the chat. And if you don't think it's going to be very soon, put a 2 in the chat. I'm curious. I want to know what you think. I don't know what to think right now myself, honestly. I want it to be soon for sure. Tony says we're going to hear some big news soon, but I don't know what that means. What are they going to share, right? Ginger, you think it's going to be soon, Cheryl? Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys have faith and hope. Jackie, oh, you don't think so? You're losing hope, Jackie? I'm kind of 1.5. Only because Hong said something about February. Yeah, he did, and he talked about President Trump helping in February. They've got a meeting or something. But yeah. You know, I mean, he does get things done pretty fast, I will say that. He works at lightning speed. But, you know, if you can get him on, I'm sure if they have a meeting with him, they'll get him on board. It's just a matter of how good is he hidden. Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's just been 11 months and nothing. And Tony said last night that Sumner County has this. I'm glad he's got that faith in Sumner County. I'm not so sure I do. I woke up this morning, guys. This tells you how much I think about this case, which is terrible. But I woke up this morning thinking, maybe I should call my son-in-law and see if he had any knowledge of Sumner County at all. Because he used to be a law enforcement officer in Davidson County and detective, fraud investigator. Hello, A Got Change. Blessings back to you. But I didn't. I don't know what he, I mean, he's been gone from there for a while now. So, there's been a change in sheriff and who knows what else, right? So, I don't know what he could tell me. So I decided not to. Not to ask him about it. But I did think about it. I woke up thinking about it. Which is sad. Not sure what you're talking about, A Got Change. But yeah. I'm hoping for some really good news soon. And we've got 2 more days for the Nancy Grace to come out. Yeah. You gotta wonder what they know, right, Ginger? That he thinks that. They must have a lot of information. Right? They must have a lot of information that they're keeping close to the vest, and maybe they've shared well, yeah, it's not a small search anymore. I'm not sure what you mean by recovery. Got change. But yeah, they must have a lot of information that they have totally kept from all of us, right? I mean, which is fine if they get answers. Well, if you're talking about Seth leaving, we're not going to entertain that. Yeah. If that's what you're talking about, we're not going to entertain that. Seth has a right to go wherever he wants to go. If he wants to take a little mini vacay, if he wants to go visit his relatives in Texas, I mean, I think he's entitled at this point. I don't know if he has. I know nothing. If he wants to go and stay a few days at Tony's, whatever he wants to do, he has a right to do. He has never left the home where his child was staying at, where his child could possibly come back to right after the child left, unlike some others. Exactly. They have never said that. They've never said that they're not searching for a child who is alive. It's some of the other searchers, including those who go out with spirit boxes. He did travel to meet with Nancy Grace. Cool. Yep, he sure does, doesn't he? It's been 11 months. But boy, I could tell you what, no matter where he is, if he heard that his son was back, he'd be back lickety-split, wouldn't he? Big time. Yeah, and for sure we're not going to go to any kind of recovery for this case at all. Because, like Ginger said, law enforcement has never said that they were not searching for a child who is alive. The only ones who have done that are some church searchers who are searching in the woods and the waterways and yeah, spirit boxes and yeah. So as far as we're concerned here at GCB, And we've all agreed, right? We've all said that we are going to believe Sebastian's alive until or unless we have proof that he's not. And there's no proof that he's not. Did Seth or Tony say that last night? I didn't stay for all of Mr. E's Crimecast last night. It was good to see them back again. That was awesome. I'm glad that, they're doing all right. Obviously, they still need our prayers, right? But looked like they'd been through quite a bit. I could tell in Mrs. E's eyes, and she cried a little bit, and I felt bad for her. Felt really bad for her. So, guys, when you're saying your prayers, just keep them in your prayers, right? So, yeah, I didn't get to see the whole thing, but I was in there for a while and said hello. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Seth's interview with Nancy Grace. I'm really curious about what he's going to say. Hopefully he doesn't give anything away that he shouldn't, because Nancy has a way of pulling things out of people, right? She is a good interrogator. Mob is saying that Big Brother will solve this case. I imagine that means digital footprints and camera footage. Oh, if that's who he's meaning by Big Brother, I agree. I agree 100%, right? Because that's the biggest evidence we have in this case. The flashlight video. Right? What is it called? You know what I'm talking about, guys? My mind went blank tonight. Boom. I don't know. All of a sudden I got really, really tired, and I don't know why. The stuff that caused Chris to have a little hissy fit about his truck. Is it geofencing? Am I saying that right? Okay. For some reason, the fencing didn't sound right. And I didn't want to say it, but then I did. Hello, Pitter Patter. Good to see you. We're just over here chatting and being silly. It's kind of the only evidence we have in this case that we know of, Jackie, right? I mean, there could be more. I mean, law enforcement is still sticking with the 26 being the last seen evidence, right? But until they show me a video, I'm going with the 25th. But yeah, so we got the geofencing because his truck was picked up at the house, or in the area that weekend, which puts him there that weekend, right? We've got the flashlight video. That is evidence, guys. That you can't take that away. And I am sure that law enforcement is upset that ever got out. I bet Nick Barris got yelled at for that one. Big time. Because then you get somebody like the mob, and who's that other guy who did the 3D on it? I can never think of his name. Ginger, I would be surprised if they didn't, honestly. I would really be surprised if they didn't. You know, and when I was watching, so for those of you who may not know, I'm doing like a little morning news clip, little video every morning. It's not live, it's just a video that I do. My first one was who saw it? One of you guys saw it. Was it SRB? one of you guys saw it. I know you did. The first morning news clip I did was about a guy who was homeless, and the police got a call that the poor fellow on the bench. Yeah, he was sitting on the bench, and they saw him defecating through the through the holes in the bench onto the concrete below underneath the bench. And I know it's funny, but it's really not, because I think they should have committed him, honestly. I don't think he was all there, the poor guy. So that was my first one. But there's one coming up that I did on the Brian Koberger hearings. So you'll have to see that one as well. And I just try to keep them around 15 minutes or so, guys. Just a quick morning type coffee thing, right? Just a quick one. So you'll have to check those out. I have them at 8 o'clock every morning, Central Time. You gotta watch it. At the end of the video, the police are putting crime scene tape around the bench. Oh man. So, but anyway, what I was getting at was on the Brian Koberger one. The information that they used, that case is going to be really interesting when it goes to trial, guys. What they did, very ingenious. And of course, Brian is trying to get the genealogy DNA excluded, which then excludes the DNA from the knife sheath. And the judge wasn't having it. But you gotta laugh sometimes, Jackie. Oh my gosh. You're right, though. I mean, that about the guy on the bench, that was yesterday. So then I laughed about that yesterday, and then today it was Brenda Joe. I I videotape them at night and I schedule them for 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not up. Ha ha ha. Nah, 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 nah. Oh man. Hello, K9. You're missing it. We're just laughing and laughing over here. You thought you had me, Brenda Joe. You don't. I haven't been up at 8 o'clock any morning. 8:30, I will say I've been up, but oh. Busted. Yeah, but there's people who are up at that time. And even if they're not, whenever they're up and they're having their coffee, they can come to the morning show. Oh, yeah. K9, you're missing guys pooping on benches and naked guys on toilets with rubber ducks. Oh. Yeah, you just don't know. Oh. You'll have to rewind, Brent. K9, because yeah. Doesn't Oh. Yeah, we've had some fun tonight. Anyway, getting back to Brian Koberger. Yeah, the genealogy DNA, that's interesting, guys. But then they've got I don't know if they did the geofencing on his car, because they put his car at the scene before and after the tragedy happened. Ginger, stop. Jackie. Oh man. Or big old guys sitting on a bench. Oh wow. Yeah, Ginger, it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. But anyway, I said that about Brian Koberger to say that I'm looking forward to the trial to see what kind of evidence they've got. It sounds like quite a bit. I think the defense is doing a last ditch effort to get things thrown out, and the judge isn't having it. Sounds pretty bad to you. You'll have to rewind. Right. Yes. It's funny actually. But one of them, K9, is my morning show that you got to watch. That's the guy with the bench. The other one, I don't know where you're going to find that. I don't Betty showed it on her channel this morning. I can't wait for the trial. I know. I do too. I do too. Long time coming, I think. Long time coming. And I feel bad for the families, right? I mean, not only did they, they moved the trial, but they moved it so that it's farther away for them. And justice for the rubber chicken. Oh, goodness. Going forward, all I'll have to do is put up a picture of a rubber chicken and everybody's going to start laughing. Yes, it is time for the families to be done. Steve Gonzalez, too. That guy. He is the example of a grieving dad. He has not given up, him or his wife. Has he always been right? No, but he's just something else. Just example of kind of like Seth, right? I mean, Seth hasn't always acted the way we thought he maybe should have, right? But he's real and he's honest, and that's the same way Steve Gonzalez is. Same thing, right? But yeah, I can't wait for that trial. We'll definitely cover that. For sure, when that comes about. That's coming up this summer, isn't it? It would give us flashbacks, Granny, and that could be bad. You're talking about the picture of the rubber chicken I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need that visual, do we? That picture needs to go away. It really does. It needs to go away. I know that they say that things on the internet never go away. That one needs to go away. And far, far, far away. End of August, yeah. If they don't, hopefully they don't extend it again. I don't think this judge will, though. He is a stickler on keeping everything on track. But what I like best about him is he's, the judge in Moscow seemed to let Ann Taylor get away with whatever she wanted. And he didn't seem strong enough to stand up to her, right? This judge, he's respectful. You'll have to watch my morning news show. He's respectful, but he shuts her down. She was even stuttering. I've never seen Ann Taylor stutter before or say, "Well, Judge, I don't know what the court is asking me." He does. He wants more transparency and he wants it to be done. He isn't playing. I agree. He's not playing at all. And I think Ann Taylor is figuring out that she's not going to get away with everything. I mean, he's keeping both defense and the prosecution. He's keeping their feet to the fire, right? He's not putting up with any crap from either side. But honestly, in my opinion, it needed to be done with Ann Taylor. she was running the show in Moscow. And I was concerned there for a while. I really was, because I have a problem when I believe that everybody needs a good defense, right? But I don't like to see defense manipulating anything, right? I don't like to see that. And that's what I felt like Anne was trying to do. Yeah. And SRB, exactly. So what's going to happen here then is that it's going to be a fair trial, right? He's not going to let either side get away with anything. Yeah. Jackie O, he does me too. And we're not the only ones. I mean, there were waitresses and girls in the class that he was a student advisor in, that all felt icky about him, right? So it isn't just us. And boy, in that courtroom, if you've been watching that the last few days, when the judge isn't letting Ann Taylor get away with stuff, you can tell he is not happy. I think he's trying to run it from the background. I agree, Ginger. I agree. I don't like to see evidence thrown out at all. At all. So I'm, moving the venue, I wasn't crazy about, but, Kohlberger can't say that he isn't getting a fair trial here. He probably will try to say it, because he isn't getting away with the garbage he wants to get away with here. But I think it was the best thing, because this judge is no nonsense. He's respectful, but he's just to the point. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And what about that? You got somebody else who has confessed to it? I wonder what's going to happen there, guys. I didn't follow that real closely, but now I see that, was it the owner of the land has now confessed to taking the lives of those 2 girls? Have you heard that? I mean, so you got to wonder what's going to happen to that trial. I know that Richard kept saying he was innocent. Have we given criminals too many privileges? Back in the day when I was younger. Yeah, I know. I know he did, but the letter just came forward now. So, but anyway, getting back to this, and I know I'm showing my age, but back in the day when I was young, prison was not a place anybody wanted to be, right? They didn't have canteens and all this other garbage. Being able to raise what? Wade Wilson, $50,000 just by talking to different girls on the phone and calling them baby and I love you, or guys and telling them baby I love you, and getting 50 grand, going for 150. I mean, in those cases, I say yes to this question. Right? So, I don't know. I do think, do they need to have humane conditions? Yes. But in my opinion, humane condition is 3 meals a day, a toilet, and a bed. I mean, if they want to go to the prison library and read books, if they want to walk around the prison yard, yes. But the canteen crap and all that other stuff, and they shouldn't have as much access to the outside world that they have. Tablets? Come on, guys. Hello, Nutter. A hot and a cot. I agree, SRB. Hot and a cot. Because otherwise, what are we doing? Right? I mean, okay, so I get that they have to pay for their long johns. I didn't know all this stuff until I watched what's his name? Pablo? Jumpsuit Pablo. He's funnier than I'll get out. Too many luxury items, right? So, okay, so they say that prisons are cold. Okay, let them buy a pair of long johns if they've got money on their books or whatever, right? But there shouldn't be, or if they've got to spend it on deodorant or whatever. I get that. Oh. Gotcha. You're busy. Everything okay, K9? Hope everything's all right with ya. So I mean, if they've got to pay for some extras like long johns, deodorant, things like that, I get. But I don't know. I'm just not in favor of. Brenda Joe, you bring up a really good point. They get more than homeless people do. They do. They have a toilet. The guy on the bench was homeless, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, gosh. But it's true. Oh, and even once they're convicted, SRB, I don't think they should have all that extra stuff. They need to sit there and think about what they did, right? They get more than our vets do. Yeah. Yep. They don't need things like tablets. They don't. Oh, I'm sorry, K9. Those are horrible, right? That poor man, he didn't even have toilet paper. Yeah, right? They've got. Well, do they have toilet paper? I've never noticed. Maybe they have to buy that in the canteen. Okay, so we let them buy toilet paper and we let them buy deodorant and we let them buy long johns if they're cold, maybe even an extra blanket if they're cold, right? But tablets and this other stuff they don't need. Yeah. No. I think that I don't even think TV should be allowed, honestly. I just don't. Even in I mean, and I'm not even saying in their cells, even in a common room, like, right? I don't even think they should have those. I really don't. Because you know why? Because then when someone comes in who has hurt a child, then what do? They get violent and do something to that person, which some would say that's good, some would say no, right? But that just causes more violence, right? If they find it out through the grapevine, it's different. But if they see it on TV, then when that person comes to their prison, they're going to go after them. Yes. Fix our roads, clean the streets. Yep. Pick up garbage. The kind of TP with wood chunks in it. What are their victims getting? Exactly. Nothing. Yeah. Exactly. They're just giving them too much, right? And I don't know where that all got started, but that needs to stop because when I have listened to Jumpsuit Pablo and he's playing Wade Wilson's phone calls and I'm hearing Wade Wilson beg for money with each one of these women and then hear him talking with his main one, which he's meaner than crap to. He's just, boy, that guy's a piece of work, let me tell you what. And yeah, I mean, and then he's got 50,000 and he's going for 150 and prisoners get better dental care. Yeah. It is. It's disgusting. It's horrible. It's horrible. You know, keep them in their cells. Let them think about what they did. Oh, you laughing at me, Cheryl? I'm in rare form tonight, huh? It was that doggone picture that set me off, guys. The rubber duck. Oh my goodness. My nephews work in a prison. They have to supply men, prisoners, women underwear if they ask for them. Oh, that's ridiculous. Maybe that'll stop. Maybe that'll stop now because Trump said 2 genders, right? Maybe they won't let him have it. That's gross. That is gross. Oh. Oh my. Well, you guys, I don't have anything else on Sebastian, but I do have a grannyism for today. Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better. I liked that one. Because that's all we can do, right? Do the best we can. And then when we know better, do better. And we just keep improving, right? Oh, let me see something. I just want to make sure. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. So that's what I'll leave you with today, along with the laughs, and do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, do better. Thank you guys so much. Good luck finding that picture, SRB. And anyone else who hasn't seen it. Well, I mean, you could go to no, I don't want to have anything to do with that person. It's good to spend time with everybody here. So thank you guys. I appreciate you and had fun with you tonight. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granny'scrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one.